Hey, this is Darren with autocorrect. We gotta do shocks today. Man, it's cold on this concrete floor. Anywho, you can see that shock's leaking pretty good there, so we know it's bad. But hey, I got a question for you. How do you know if your shock's bad if it's not leaking? The answer will be in the video in a little bit. Now, stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the video. And don't forget, here at AutoCorrected, we don't make no mistakes. Make custom modifications. AutoCorrected, we don't make mistakes. Make custom modifications. Okay, I wanted to talk just for a second about why shocks are important. Shocks not only provide somewhat comfort because you have springs that are pushing one way and the shocks push the other, but also the shocks keep your tire to the ground when you're going over rough terrain or slick, wet terrain, and it'll keep you from sliding out of control. So you hit a bump around a corner and it's slick, then if with bad shocks you could easily go into a spin or turn it around, especially just in wet weather with bad shocks. So good shocks are important to the comfortability of your ride, and also again to keep your tire with good traction on the ground. And also, another important thing about having good shocks is that with bad shocks, you will have an uneven wear pattern on your tires. That's also a sign of a bad shock. Amongst other things it could be, but a bad shock will give you an uneven tire wear. So keep your vehicles in good shape, folks. You don't have to know everything about them. Just make sure you see a qualified mechanic and make sure that they're checking your car out good and that you're safe out there on these highways.
completely facing me.
Oh, hey, remember I was talking to you about how you tell if you've got a bad shock or not. Now, if they're off the vehicle, it's really easy to tell. So I'm gonna direct your attention to the bottom here. I've got the shocks off of this truck. Me and Isaac did it, as you just watched. Now, this is a good shock. This is what a good shock is supposed to do. When you push in on it, it's supposed to return. See how it's taking its time, but it's returning back to the extended position. Now, for a bad shock, you push down on it, and it doesn't return. See there? It's not returning at all. You have to pull it out to get it to return. So that's how you know you got a bad shock. Also, if you'll remember, this one was leaking. You can tell the oil around it. So now that's what they're off. That's when they're off of the vehicle. So now I'm gonna direct your attention over here to this truck. Now, as you recall, we just replaced the shocks on this. Now I'm gonna get on the back and I'm gonna jump up and down on it as hard as I can, and I'm gonna jump off of it, and you'll notice that it's gonna come up one time and stop. That's how you know you got a good shock. See there? So that's a good shock. Now, if you're driving down the road, sometimes I'll see other cars on the road and I'll be like, they got a bad shock. Also, I want to remind you, this counts for struts also. Basically the same thing. A strut's just made a little different, a little composite. It usually comes with the spring and it has a enclosure in it. But strut basically is the same thing. But you'll see the car driving around, say, on the interstate, and the car will look like it's pretty flat and smooth, but the tire will be doing this. That's how you know, and then you can look right at it and say, that shock's bad, or strut. Also, another thing you can watch for is if you see a car does hit a bump, say on the interstate, it hits a bump, and you know, there's plenty of bumps on the interstate. I mean, here in West Virginia, buddy, if you're not, you know, that's pretty much an everyday thing for us. But when you see a car hit a bump, or even if your own car does it, and you'll see it go down the body, you'll see it go down and down a little bit farther, and then it kind of stops, and it'll bounce about 4 or 5 times. That's when you know you got a bad shock or strut. So that's it for this video, man. It's been fun so far. So we're getting some work done on this truck. We've changed tires, we've changed brakes, we've changed the rear shocks. Now the next thing we'll probably get into is the rear glass. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you know where I can get a door, a driver's side door, put it down there in the comments. And remember, here at Auto Corrected, we don't make mistakes, we make custom modifications.